guys, this is Toby, and today I'll be showing you the growth cycle of a Albuca spiralis. So I've actually got one in here and I literally just repotted it before recording this video. So I'll put the pictures up now so you can see what the repotting looked like. And I know the bulb looks a bit shriveled, and that's because it was during its dormancy, which was summer. I didn't water it at all, which is good, because if I watered it, it could have rotted. So although it looks pretty plain, there's nothing in there. When I water it on Friday, I'll show you that. So we're gonna water it now, and if I just see if I can record it. There we go. Let the water soak through. First watering it, I don't even know how long, but let that soak through, and when something comes out, I'll show you. So it's been around 2 weeks, and I've been watering around once a week. I think 2 or 3 weeks. Nothing has grown, but there has been changes. And initially I thought the plant may have rotted because it didn't grow, and it all of a sudden got hot again. But now it's cooler, and I want to show you what's actually happened to the bulb before it grows. So that is actually the bulb right there. You can see how big it is now. I know I didn't show you the before picture. I'll put a before picture right now when I repot it, just so you can see actually how small the bulb was. But because I watered it, it has absorbed the water, literally plumped up, and I can see the middle of the bulb is a bit protruding, so I know it's about to germinate or grow. So again, I don't recommend doing this to your bulb, but I just want to show you what it looks like. Put the top dressing back just so it's safely under the soil. Just put that back, nice and gentle. So it was, I think, raining for around a week, and if you remember watching this in the future, which obviously you are, the time when we had a massive flood in some parts of Australia, that period where it was raining for weeks, I couldn't check the greenhouse at all, and this is when the rain stopped on Wednesday. And if we just zoom in into our Albuca spiralis, you see a tiny green shoot starting to peek through. So that just shows the bulb is alive, it's growing. So I've actually been keeping this Albuca spiralis in the shade and with like asterias and other stuff. The reason is because all of a sudden the weather became warm again, and I don't think it will benefit being in the hot sun. It will scorch the young tip, and again, some watering day, so let's just give it some more water. So the Albuca spiralis has grown. We're going to move in back in the sun, and today, if I just quickly pan up into the sky to show you, it's not a particularly hot day for autumn. You can see there's clouds, so we're gonna put it here. You want to slowly acclimatize your plants. If you put them in the shade, you don't want to put them back in the sun straight away, because it will definitely burn. Even for cacti, if you're growing it indoors and all of a sudden you take it outdoors in direct sun, it will burn because it's not used to that intense temperature. So because these days aren't that hot anymore, and they will acclimatize better, they won't burn as easily. Now I'm going to put in the sun, and once you put in the sun, the leaves are going to start to curl with the little springs. Because it's been in the shade, it's not as curly. So here is the Albuca spiralis growing. We just bunch those leaves together. You can see it's starting to twist and turn like you'd expect on a normal Albuca spiralis. Again, I haven't been watering this more than once a week. So here's another update of the Albuca spiralis. Now this morning I found it was a bit splayed out like that. The leaves were a bit like this, a bit splayed out, and I gave it a bit of water and it's kind of popped back up again. You can see the leaves, instead of going like this, they're now gonna stick up. You can see they stick up. Now hopefully these don't get tangled. I don't want to accidentally tangle them. So again, I've been moving the Albuca spiralis around, and just so it gets more sun, because I've noticed that in here, literally after around 11 o'clock, it doesn't get much sun anymore, and it does get quite cold, but not a lot of sun. So I'm gonna just move this guy out here. It's fine for the cacti because they're not growing right now, but this guy needs some sun to grow, and you can see it's gone a bit leggy because it hasn't been getting enough light. That's fine. Once it's in light for a couple of days, it'll start to curl again, and I'll show you what that looks like. If you're wondering why I have my Ugo Mania here, it's because it's pretty cold in the greenhouse now, so just getting a bit of warmth in the sun. But yeah, it's just gonna stay here for now, and I think it should start to curl up more. Another update of the Albuca spiralis, and I just watered it. It's doing well. It's been outside. I put it up on the place where there's sun each day, and it does get enough light. You can see the branches, or actually the leaves, not branches, are curling a lot more. Now I did put this plant in a plant display. It didn't weigh anything though, but I'll put a picture of that on screen now, which is why it has this 77 on it. But it's doing really well, a lot more growth, and I think it'll just continue to get denser, and it'll do really well during this season. It looks very promising this year as well. So here's another update, and really with the sun, you can see that it starts to curl and not spread out as much with proper watering and care. Look at how curly some of these new shoots are with enough sun. Just look at the curliness on that. The old ones will also start to curl, so I really like that. Now I know you can kind of do something like this, pull it and let it spring back, but I don't recommend doing that. You might accidentally pull the leaf off. So it looks really interesting either way. Just look at it. So you notice I just watered the plant today, but if we come closer, you can see some of the tips are starting to brown up. And that's not a sign that your plant is dying. It usually means that when the plant, before it starts producing blooms, some of the old leaves will start to die back. This is one of the older leaves that came initially. Here's another update. I'm gonna just find someone to put this down. I'll show you the flower bud that's starting to come out. I'll gently show you the middle. That's actually the flower bud. It's not a leaf. You can see it's smooth, and I don't know if you can see, but there's actually the shape of a bud. I can see it from here. I don't think it's picking up on camera, but that's actually the bud starting to come out. You see these leaves are really starting to die back now, especially the earlier ones. That's all dying back. Let's put this back up here. So we come in here to look at the flower spike. You can see the buds are developing. It's starting to come up. More leaves are dying back. I hope you can see that. So that's gonna just continue as the flower spike elongates. So here's an update of the Albuca spiralis. I keep the plant in here now because it gets a lot more sun now as the temperature warms up. Let me just lift it up. Look at the flower spike coming out. Look at the buds. Last year I got more, but oh well. 2, that's good enough. And I know I'll get plenty of seeds from this, so it looks like it's gonna bloom soon. The leaves are dying back further, and yeah. So we have the Albuca spiralis in bloom. I know there's only 2 buds this season. I'm gonna take it out in the sun just so it's a bit more illuminated. Let's put it up here so you can see this better. That's what the flower looks like. It's a really nice shape. 3 petals. I think the middle will open up. That's where the pollen is. But this is just the outside of it opening up. It's really good, and if you smell it, it smells really nice as well. So if you do get your plant to flower, make sure you give it a smell, and it does smell really nice. And I am pretty sure they are self-fertile because I've gotten seeds from this guy again, and they have been, the seedlings doing well. But this is what the flower looks like. So I got the flower here. I hope you can see now the actual part where you can pollinate it. If I just gently open this up, everything's on the inside. I hope you can see. But last year again, I didn't pollinate it, so I think if I just get my brush and just give it a little rub inside, there's a lot of pollen. I think that is sufficient because I didn't even do anything to it last year. Insect probably pollinated or something. So again, I'm gonna see if I can do this carefully. This flower smells nice. Trying to locate the anthers if I can. They're underneath this little thing. There's like a little clip where they're underneath. And I'm just gonna see if I can just move everything around inside without damaging the flower. There we go. I think that looks good. So I hope you can see after I pollinated the flower, and you can see I didn't even do that much to pollinate it. It closes, and if I gently squeeze, you can feel something firm inside, and that's the seed pod developing. The last flowers opened up, really beautiful, but the plant is gonna start to die back even. So this flower I pollinated the same technique as well. But when you tell it's successful, the seed pod starts growing like this. You can see it's burst out of the old petals, swelling. That's good. The plant's going to continue to die back further. So you can see the seed pod developing, and one good sign to tell if it's going to develop or not. Now if you rewind to when the flower was blooming, you can see that the flower is facing down, as in the flower faces down, but when you pollinate it, I'm not turning this, I'm just moving this away, but you can see that it starts to raise up, and when it does become a seed pod, it's facing upwards, so that's a really good sign. So look at this seed pod, just look at it, it's fat, it looks good. There's probably, I would say, like 50 seeds in here. You'll be surprised how many seeds you can get out of one pod, but you gotta wait till it goes brown. So if you can see, this seed pod is starting to discolor. If we compare it to the top, it's slightly more dull and slightly more brown. That is a sign that it's starting to ripen and that it will be ready soon. So you can see the seed pods change color. It's kind of starting to split open the top. This is where I'm going to harvest it. If I let it split open anymore, one gust of wind and all the seeds are going to be gone. So I'm going to cut it off and we'll bring it to the bench and I'll show you how many seeds we can actually get out of one seed pod. So we're at the bench. I got my Ziploc bag I'm going to put stuff in. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. Opening it. I got my seed pod here. So I'm going to open it up, alright? And the seeds are actually quite thin and they're stacked along one of these sides, all along there. So if I just open it up, I hope you can see that. It's a stack and there's 3 of those stacks, so we have a lot of seeds. So let's go back and remove the seeds. Usually I'd get a blank piece of just writing paper and pour the seeds on, but if it's windy and a gust of wind just happens to blow, we're gonna lose all our seeds. So I'm just gonna open it up and just literally just look at that. Look at those stacks of seeds. Like let's just take that out, right? And we sow these in autumn because that's when the plant starts growing. It's the start of the growing season. So it's all the seeds gone, right? And this is from one seed pod. I don't know how much we have in there. I'm saying there could be 30 seeds in there. You don't even know. Probably more than 30. But these are viable. It looks flat. So the other one has gone brown as well. The Albuca spiralis seed pod. If it's not ready by tomorrow, it'll probably be ready by the day after tomorrow. It's about to burst open as well. So I guess we'll collect the seeds of this as well. And I think we'll end the video afterwards because you can see there's not really much left of the plant. It's dying back a lot now. And that's Norma's going to dormancy, so yeah. So if you remember yesterday, I said the seed pod would be ready by tomorrow or the day after. So it's the next day, it's in the morning, and it has burst open. So I better get to cutting. And the plant's basically died back. So I think this might be the last couple of clips for the video. So we have our seeds from last time. We've got the new seed pod. If I just tip it over, you can see it'll start to spill out. And this is why I don't want to burst open fully, because you're going to lose all your seeds, and that is not good, because you don't even know where they're going to end up, but most likely they're not even going to grow if you lose them, because again they're winter growers. Look at that, another stack just going in. There's one more stack in here that kind of fell off the seed pod. There we go, another stack. Let's put this in. So this is how much seed we can get out of 2 seed pods. Now I think last year I had 4 or 5 seed pods, so I had a bunch of seeds. This year we had 2, but this is still sufficient seeds for me. A bit too much, because I'll show you. I didn't even plant all of the seeds from last year. I'll show you my seedlings real quick. I think I only planted around a third to a half of the seeds I got last year, and this is half of them right now. So this is probably around a quarter, I'd say, of last year's seedlings, or seeds I should say. And they're doing well. They still haven't started to die back yet because they're not growing in full sun and it's not as hot under the shade. These are the other half of the ones that grew, and look at the length of the leaves. Look at that. I will have a video on this soon when they start to die back, but this looks really healthy. Albuca spiralis. I'll show you the bulbs on some of them. You see they're starting to develop the bulb, so it's really good. So I was going to end the video yesterday, but I think it's only fair to show you how big the bulb is. So I'm just going to remove the pumice just for now, and I'll put it back later to show you how big the bulb is. I hope you can see it's not that much bigger. It looks like this. It comes out the center of all the leaves. So that's what the plant looks like. I don't take it out of the pot, so I'll just put the pumice back. What I will usually do is I'll put it over. I'll put it over the shelf there or something, because last time I put it in the sun, I don't think it likes getting really hot temperatures when it's dormant. It likes being kept dry, but I wouldn't put it in the full sun again, so I'd probably leave it on the shelf or something when it fully dies back. But because it hasn't fully died back yet, I'll still keep it here. The leaves will continue to die back until there's nothing on the surface. Everything's just brown and there's only the bulb left. So that's what happens when it's dormant. Again, don't water it until you see it starting to grow, or until the weather cools, and it's going to grow soon. But anyways, I'm not going to record any more clips because it's not really exciting, just looking something die back. So thanks for watching this video. Please comment on how you like this style of video. I think it's the first one I did. I do have more planned to come out later, but thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and share my channel around, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.